I was working in the entertainment industry, but on the business operations and digital streaming side. And I decided to go back to one of my first loves when I started out, which was producing. I started out as an intern and then worked my way up to a production assistant and then to a producer. And then I switched to the business side. And so, life is short and I want to do what I love and love what I do. And so that was my motivation.
I would say that I reflect a lot of similar feelings. This was the only program that I actually applied to. If I was going to do any form of film school, it needed to be a university that I highly respected. And when I found out about this program, I was really excited about it, and I was fortunate enough to get in.
Been working in development for a few years, and I wanted to kind of round out that hands-on experience I was getting in my job and have a more kind of formal understanding of producing as a whole. And I also wanted to learn about, areas of producing that I wasn't necessarily seeing at my job day to day. So, that wasn't necessarily to do some sort of career shift. The thing that really attracted me to this program was that it allowed me to, continue working my day job and, allowed me the flexibility to kind of balance both.
Communication is key to be successful in this program with your fellow crew. If you are uncomfortable or unwilling to respond to messages in a timely fashion, I recommend that you fresh up, take a different perspective on that, because it's really important. But it can be a lot of fun, especially, there's a lot of different ways to communicate with each other, of course. And we have Google Docs that we share, for example, just to help with brainstorming and things of that nature. And, but anyways, in that regard, I think it's just, like I said, a huge part of the process, but also a very beneficial one.
I think it's been great, really meeting the people and identifying their strengths and their skill sets and seeing how we all fit together in the crew and how we can collaborate and bring our best selves to the projects that we're working on. And then that carries over into the next project and the next class. On the Sundance side, since I'm a part of the second cohort, we have communication on other tools like WhatsApp, and we're planning our Sundance strategy, and we're booking films and tickets together, and we're coordinating when we're going to arrive and how we're going to make it to all of the stuff we want to do.
It has been extremely collaborative the entire way through. The faculty and cohort are all working professionals in the industry, and so all the discussions felt very practical and current as opposed to like theoretical. We just very quickly built a community just through, whether it was the group projects or just consistent dialogue with classmates, who many of which are producing short films or working in the podcast space or, all across the kind of media spectrum there. But there's just such a, sense of shared ambition, and we all kind of, I thought, really worked well together and had that camaraderie really early on.
Two points that I want to make. One is I think it's important to know your rhythm and know where you thrive in terms of learning, creating, what time of day is best serves you. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Are you neither? And you need to squeeze it in during the day. So for me, identifying what that time of day is so that I can then make sure that's the time that I'm thriving, reading, learning, and doing my projects was really important. And the other thing in terms of balance, I think, is, making sure that you know that it's okay to say no to family and friends who are coming for you for stuff, to ask you to do things. They will come and grab you if you let them. And so if you decide to do this program is for you. You're making a conscious decision to do this, to move your life forward. So be forgiving of yourself and know that it's okay to say no so that you can serve yourself in this moment.
This program has allowed me a ton of flexibility, and, my job schedule is very unpredictable and long hours, and I've been able to balance them in that, I can allocate time on the weekends toward this program, or, at night when I get home from work. And what has been nice is that, a lot of what I was doing at my day job kind of fed into the program in a lot of ways, and it was almost like an extension of my work rather than kind of a separate track. Like many of the assignments in the program kind of dovetail with things that I was already doing day to day. So that was kind of a nice way to balance things as well.
That it's temporary, right? These classes, it's 7 weeks, and then it's another 7 weeks. So like for a semester, it's 14. You're going to start one and you'll get 2 or 3 weeks in and you're almost halfway through. So to me, it's a sacrifice of, okay, you don't get to watch however many more Netflix shows or whatever it was that you were using your free time with. Just know that you're going to set that aside for a little while, and then you're going to turn around, all of a sudden the classes are over. And that's kind of how it felt for me. I have 2 kids. I have a full-time job. I work all day. I work with the kids and my wife, and then they go to sleep, and then I'm working, after that. So I'm a night person. So again, that might not work for your particular schedule, but as long as I told myself, okay, I'm not going to be doing any extracurriculars for this period of time, and this was my extracurricular. It was actually very manageable.
It's allowed me to grow so much. As I said, it really just kind of, expanded my entire thinking as a producer, and has allowed me to have an understanding of all the different areas, the financing side, the festival side, the markets, how to sell a movie. I mean, these are things that I wasn't getting day to day in my, my job. And so that was so hugely helpful. This program really does prepare you to step out into the world and become an independent producer, which is amazing. And I'm excited to kind of take that on once I, wrap up here in this program. But I've grown so much. I've been very, very lucky.
It's something that it's prepared me, sort of following up on that. I calling them beautiful accidents, which is sort of producing really is, in a way you're looking for, you can do all the prep you want, and it's not a if, but when something is going to go how you didn't plan for, right? So it's ultimately, it is going to go differently. So I feel like a part of this program is helping you figure out how to think on your feet in those particular circumstances, and the various ways in which previous producers, like our professors, I'm sure that a lot of us have asked them these questions, like, well, what did you do when X happened, and how did you deal with that? And then there's always it's very interesting to hear the responses. And so for me, it's like, and I have my own versions of those stories as well. So I feel like I've just been applying a lot of what I've been learning so far. And again, just sort of like filling in those gaps of little spots where I wasn't sure as much as what I would do in this particular circumstance.
One thing for me to add to that is a skill that I'm still learning, still developing, and that's how to build great relationships, how to network, and how to make them a part of your circle always. And so that it's not such an effort for you to have to do it. It's a part of kind of your producer DNA as you move through the industry. And so I think it's really, really important. If I had someone to tell me how important relationships were when I first started out as a PA, thinking about all the people that I met, all the people I interviewed, all the stuff that I did, I would have worked harder to just continue those relationships and hopefully friendships. So I would say now, as you're starting out, know that now, develop that skill now, and don't look at it as, oh, this person could hire me tomorrow, which they could, but look at it as someone that's in your circle of producers' trust, right? That you just want to get to know, you want to learn from. Hopefully they can glean from you, and you can end up with this beautiful network of people where you can grow together and build together and create something awesome together.